Andy. It's April 6th, 2012, and it's, I guess, the 6th day of Veda. The fact that I've been doing videos for 6 days kind of weirds me out, especially considering as how I've never actually done any videos before. The editing has been a pain in my ass because I'm such a perfectionist. But hopefully, once I kind of get that figured out, it won't be quite so tough. I'm glad that I decided to do kind of an informal challenge rather than trying to put myself under the pressure of creating these perfect, beautiful works of video art for the enjoyment of the internet. Because if I had started out trying to do something like that, I would have been miserable and my videos would have sucked. I wouldn't have given myself the space to just relax and do it. So I don't even know if I'm necessarily going to pursue doing videos after April, but at least now I'm beginning to get a sense of what is involved. So today I went to my very first book club meeting. The way that we do our book club is rather than choosing like one book and then we all read it and then we all talk about it, is we use it as an excuse to read the books that we want to read anyway and just have people there to hold us accountable for doing it. I was invited into the group halfway through a winter reading challenge, and so rather than trying to reach the 200-point goal, I just gave myself a personal goal of getting to 100 points, and I actually did make it. What I wanted to talk about was the books that I read during my book club challenge and kind of go over what I thought about each of them. I originally thought of not putting these books in any particular order, and then I changed my mind. I'm going in order of least liked to most liked. So the first book I'm going to talk about is Silence by Shusaku Endo, which for some reason I can't find the actual book to show you. It's a book about the martyrdom of Japanese Christians in Nagasaki in the 1600s. It's actual historical fact that there were Christians living in Nagasaki, both European and Japanese converts, living in Nagasaki in the 1600s. It became a major religious powerhouse, at least in southern Japan, to the point where the shogunate started to get nervous about it, and so they outlawed it and did things like crucify people and do horrible things to them. And it's part of Japanese history that you don't hear a lot about, and so I've always been very curious about it. So I read this book, and it was not what I was hoping for. You might get more enjoyment out of it actually, because I think part of my problem with it is that it's written from the perspective of a Catholic monk who is going into Japan after the borders have been closed down to find another monk who they say has given up his faith, you know, under torture and duress and all of that stuff. But a lot of the focus of the novel is on the faith that this monk has. His name is Rodriguez. And I think a certain amount of the drama has to do with a very Catholic worldview. So people are asked to do things like tread on a picture of Jesus and spit on a picture of Mary. And I guess I can understand where people are getting upset about that. But like, as a person who was raised Lutheran, I just don't get it. And so people are like going on and on about how, oh, it's so horrible, they're making us step on this picture of Jesus, it's just the worst thing. Oh, what are we supposed to do? Do we step on the picture of Jesus, or do we succumb to torture instead of stepping on a picture of Jesus? And like, as a Lutheran, I'm like, well, it's not Jesus, first of all, so who cares? Second of all, God made your foot, so it's not like it's unclean. I mean, even Jesus said that. Yeah, I don't understand Rodriguez's worldview. And it was written by a Japanese Catholic, so I guess I don't understand Endo's worldview either. And I couldn't enjoy it. Rodriguez is just weak and whiny, and maybe that's the point, you know, that he's supposed to be this very approachable character because he's not this man of great faith or whatever, but it seems like rather than having any faith at all, he just folded under his test. Like every Japanese novel, everything is just buried under layers and layers and layers of subterfuge. And I just don't have the interest in digging it all out. I mean, this isn't Kokoro, this isn't like Hebi ni Piasu, I just don't care about silence. And I don't care about Rodriguez, and sadly, like, I don't even care about a lot of the Japanese martyrs, which is sad, because they're better written than Rodriguez, at least, but I just could not connect with this book at all. So, actually, if you could give it a read and tell me if you get it more, just because you were raised with that Catholic worldview, I would totally love to discuss that.